Hello, boys and girls. So now I've coded the robot to move and I've coded to get clones of the gems. So now I'm going to be asking the question, what happens if the robot touches the gem? So I'm going to add a forever loop here on my gem, and I'm going to give a conditional. So I'm going to say if, come to sensing, if touching the gems, what am I going to do? No, if touching the robot. So if the gems are touching the robots, what do I want the gems to do? Well, first of all, I want them to glide or go. You can choose which one you want. I'm going to tell it to go to my position over here. Now I already know that position, so I'm just going to go grab it right here off the robot and copy it over here. So copy it on the gem so that way I have it, the exact number. So now I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to say it's going to go to there. And then I want it to do something that we may not have done before. This is called stamping. So you're going to go and get your pen tool, and I'm going to stamp a copy of the gem there. So that way it looks like they're gathering here, but actually I'm actually hiding the original one. Okay, so it's going to hide, it's going to go here, it's going to hide, it's going to stamp it. So it looks like it's still there even though it's not. So then you're going to, so then after you do that, well, I want to keep track. How many gems have I collected? So in order to keep track of how many I've collected, I need to have a variable. So I'm going to make a variable. I'm going to call it gems. Once I do gems, I'm going to set the gems to 0. And then if it's touching the robot, I'm going to change the gems by 1, go to this position, hide, and then stamp. So now let's try that out. So now if I do this, so it looks like, you see they're going over to that position, and you see now I'm getting like a pile of them on top of each other. Now it's hard to see them there because there are so many of them. Oh, why isn't that one going? Oh, that's probably the original one. I probably want to hide that original one because I didn't code the original to do anything. So I'm going to hide the original. So that means if I hide the original, I need it to show up as a clone. Now, this is totally fine, just like this. You could do all of your gems and you have a big pile. But it's just hard to see what they are. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to say, I want it to move. I don't want it to go exactly to that position. So I'm just going to come over to my motions and I'm going to say move. And I'm going to pick, there's a number here that says pick a random number. And I'm just going to have it move either from 50 to negative 50 steps. So then it's going to look like it's gathering there instead of just all in one clump. So let's try that again. So we hit stop. Oh, do you see what I did? They stayed there. I was like, why is that there? That's because that's the stamp and not the clone. So on my pen tool, I now need to just come over here and say erase all. So then the stamp is no longer there. So now I'm going to come, and they're coming, and they're stamping. And you see it's not just one big pile now, but they're all kind of within my area of the launching. Now, how do we know when we're finished? We've got them all there. It says 20. So now I'm going to go over to the robot, and I'm going to add a forever statement, an if statement that says if, I'm going to get an operator, if my score, not my score, my gems, because I named it gems, if my gems equal 20, I want the robot to glide back to the starting position. So I want it to go to 128, negative 84. And then, so then he goes there. And then I want it to, because now it looks like he's doing it over and over and over and over again because the score equals that. So then I'm going to have it say, I'm going to have him say something. After he does this, he's going to glide I'm going to say, I have enough gems for today. Maybe you want to have him do a happy dance or do some kind of movement. But then so that he kind of stops and he's not doing that over and over and over again, under your controls is a button called stop all. So after he says that, he's going to stop all. And then this is basically how you make this project with adding your variables and your conditionals. Hope you have fun with this project.